Always wear the appropriate PPE for the job, and if you're unsure about it, get someone who is licensed, insured, and experienced to do the necessary work. Stay safe.
Hey guys, so we are going to I'm going to show you the problem, and we're going to change out the mechanical fuel pump. I also want to talk about my future upgrades to the engine. As I'm looking at this hood that is completely destroyed, every time I take it off, it gets worse and worse, which is awesome. So these days it's not even attached. I try to be somewhat gentle. It's about to fall apart. And yeah, so basically we have the fuel in the back, and that gets brought down through the hose to the fuel pump. Sorry, the fuel filter. It's brought around to the fuel pump, if you will, which is mechanical. And what I'm going to do is unbolt everything to get to the old fuel pump. And the reason why this thing broke is because it's old. I mean, sorry, not old. It's poorly made. It's made in China, and they don't really last too much. Especially when I read all the reviews and stuff online. What I want to do is actually get an electronic fuel pump, like made it to somewhere along here, bolted up to keep the fuel filter, and I will also have to do a return, so that, because it's going to be stronger than what is needed. You only need about 1 pound of fuel pressure. So I need a regulator, and then you'll have to get the dual carburetor set up, but there's only one carburetor, you say, because the second line will go back to the tank, so you have a complete return system. And that's the idea. So let's get this all unbolted and get to replacing it. It's not too hard to do. So right here is what the new fuel pump looks like. It comes with some gaskets, and that's about it. So that's what it'll look like on the engine. And there's this little valve here gets pushed in, and then that pumps the diaphragm, which then has one of these with the inlet and one of these with the outlet. So I'm assuming that's the inlet, that's the outlet, and you just bolt it up. So before we start, guys, we're just going to diagnose. I already know what's the issue, but I felt that other people might be interested in learning how to diagnose an engine such as this. Remove the cover. Let's place that on the ground. This is where the air box is, where the air filter is. And just so we know, nothing. So no fuel is getting to it. Just put a touch, like a bottle cap full. That is way more than that was needed. Probably 2 bottle caps full. And that's it. So we are now going to dismantle the front of the engine. So we're going to take off the valve for the flow valve. Some fuel's going to come out, and just going to show you how this thing will work. I'll find a metal piece. Oh yeah, I got to turn the engine on. There we go. So this works. I want to get a close-up of that. So the engine is on, and when the flow valve
actuates, it returns. So long as I can get it to, no, it doesn't want to work. I do have another one of these. Okay, so it's probably a good idea that I switched this out anyways because the old one was still sticking. So as you can see, that's what turns the fuel on and off. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. And that's just another safety precaution from John Deere. So guys, I've buttoned the tractor all back up for the most part. See the heat shield right there. But wasn't able to spend enough time to get it running. You probably hear the apples falling down in the background. So tomorrow, since the mechanical fuel pump is installed, we're going to be testing that and checking out the carburetor, because that's the only thing I could think if it wasn't able to start. Maybe there's something blocking the lines. We'll check it all, see what happens. Anyways, catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.